champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Yo. Yo, 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 haha. Yeah, you have now entered Square Circle 101, and we're coming at you live at Hub City. Make sure you hit us up on Facebook.com/Square Circle 101, or hit us up on Instagram at Square Circle 101, or talk a little smack on Twitter at Talking Smack 101. You got your man, the Italian Stallion, Sonny. Now with me, my brother's a Washington Capitals fan, but he's a capital C to me right now. My man Shoota, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm good. I had a good day. I had a great day, man. Hey, you can back off from the mic a little bit, man. You're real loud.
Oh,
You're real loud. Where's my snare?
You have to know how I feel and mean. Exactly.
Well, from the looks of these waves, man, you feel a little angry. You upset, man? Capitals?
No, man, it's like I'm trying to get the stands into it, do the wave. You gotta get the levels up.
Nobody knows the wave,
get that
man.
volume up here. Coming at you live at Hub City. Now make sure you hit us up with that 3-week free trial. Go down to imrcf.com/contact. You tell them we sent you. You get 3 weeks free to try it out. You go there, you get a workout on the show with my man Shoota. I'm going to let y'all know. He actually...
You know what it is.
This is the first time he didn't go to the gym. I don't know why. Probably because of that. That might be the reason why y'all got the win.
Nah, I didn't go to the gym because I actually had to catch up on all the fights from this weekend, man.
Okay, so putting in work.
Yeah, that's exactly
putting in work,
that's
sir.
exactly
That's
what
it
it
is.
was. So
putting in work. Now, tell him we sent you 3-week free trial. How we winning, man? What you got?
An error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it.
It's kind of like premature ejaculation.
No, it's not like premature ejaculation.
No,
It's nothing like that. Nah, okay. Man, when I saw that, well, I came across it a while ago, but I thought it was fitting for what we have now is because this is our 4th week. Is this our 4th week recording here at Hub City?
Yes, it is. Oh, no, number 3?
This is 3 or 4, either way. Mm-hmm. And then every day, whether something goes wrong or something goes right, we learn and we build from that.
Yeah.
So that's what I really thought about when I came to it. An error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. So anything that we do wrong. So I apologize for the audio last week, you guys.
Nah, I can't really apologize. All I can say is you know what's up. We come at you raw. We come at you raw and uncut.
Real rap raw.
We let stuff just kind of happen as it goes, and it's one of the things I take pride in. I think it adds a little bit of a mystique to it. It makes it it's kind of our own thing. So a lot of this is just trial and error, and that's how we just succeed with everything else in life. So,
but once it's perfect,
but we recognize the mistake with the audio and won't have it again. But we're also not the engineers. That's not us.
Yeah. So
I'm the face. I'm the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm the act.
It's Heyday and Firstborn. It's all their faults.
I am Heyday Studios.
The producer.
You know what's up. Now, are you ready to get into this, man?
Man, hey. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. A lot of action-packed. And the first action-packed fight on that card was, first name is F.A.
Yeah.
Versus, definitely name I can get, Dale Long, for sure.
So, it's Ajagba. But anyway.
First name is definitely F.A.
F.A. So,
FAU.
either way, no, one of this guy, he is a KTFO candidate.
Looks like a clone of Deontay Wilder.
For his first round knockout. And we're going to pull up this clip in a second. So this guy came into this fight at 4-0 with 4 knockouts. And I'm not putting him in the Deontay Wilder category yet. But at the same time, he did clean this guy's clock real quick. Got it over. And then he has the same kind of frame, but he is about 15, 20 pounds heavier than Deontay Wilder.
Not as lanky.
Not as lanky, but still kind of the same frame.
Yeah.
Still kind of the same frame.
Definitely.
Are we able to get that clip up, man? Pull it up, man.
Don't walk away or blink because you'll definitely miss it right after we pull this up here.
So.
Let me see here. Having technical difficulties with this one.
No, that's why I told you this is. No, that's not it. Because this is why I told you to get ready before you started. So.
I was ready.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I think they can go ahead and press play on there once they hear it because it's only 11 seconds long. So we'll let that play right now for you.
Well, either way, when it's up and running, you guys will be able to see it. This KTFO is definitely really quick. If you can,
here it goes right now.
All right, about to see.
Oh my goodness!
That's.
We're gonna play that back one more time for you. Just one more time, we'll play it back. Don't get up and blink because it's just.
Nah, it happened within 30. Man, that's just terrible. Look at that, man. Hey.
The YouTube clip's only 11 seconds long.
You know what though? The funny thing about that is when the ref First of all, two things, man. One, I've always loved when Mike Tyson always went over to the opponent and tried to help him up or to see if he was okay, which this man did. And then also, two...
I know he's Nigerian. He might have been checking his pulse to make sure to see if he had to finish the job. I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
But then also on top of that, when the ref calls it off, doesn't even count before his head even finished bouncing off the canvas. That's beautiful to watch also.
That's very beautiful to watch.
So with this guy, 5-0, 5 knockouts, made his PBC debut with this. I think it was his PBC debut.
Well, they must really believe in this guy because this is the fight we got to see on the card, on TV. Chindan, my brother. But Jalen Love couldn't even make it to TV. I don't know who he made upset or what he's been up to. Maybe just hanging out, living off his money, or what?
Your boy Badu Jack said it last week. He said, man, maybe just people don't like Mayweather.
Intimidated by him, maybe? Or maybe Mayweather just... Do you think that he holds his fighters to his standard?
Yeah. I think he holds them to their standard, but also I think it's just like they said what Charles Barkley said about Michael Jordan. Yeah. Great player, terrible GM. Terrible man. GM, yeah. So it's just like they're not you, so you don't know how to manage people like that. Yeah.
Bobcat is a name that should never be on a team. Never, ever. Like, no, I don't know. Not on a basketball team. Just didn't sound right. Especially after you had the Hornets, is what it is. Now, that was other issues. That politics and money, kind of like the Thunder and Sonics.
Don't sound bitter. Don't sound bitter. Anyway, go ahead.
Very bitter.
Continue.
Very bitter. Now, that was 11 seconds long. That fool got on TV. Jalen Love did it. Jalen Love with a name like that should have stuck to R&B. Because they maybe could have became a singer. That's the kind of name that you see panties get thrown on stage. Jalen Love.
Jalen Love.
Throwing them right on stage, right there. So F.A. Ajagaba.
It'll come
Ajagaba. We'll probably see more of this dude there because with power like that, you're going to stack 10, 11 wins easy.
It's the equalizer at all costs. Man,
you knock down the side of a truck. Shout outs to you. Now the next one, we'll have another clip in here too, so we can go ahead and get that queued up.
So we talked about is Tugs Nyambar.
Yep.
And then versus Oscar Escandon. So
now, you guys know the name Escandon for sure, because that's just a very popular fighter. Oh, this link's not good.
You can't multitask for nothing, man.
Nope,
you're terrible. So here, let me bring it up. I knew it. You know, something told me this is my fault. I blame myself because I appointed you to actually have responsibilities.
What?
So Oscar Escandon, just like we actually covered him last week in the talks.
Yeah, he's a name that we're familiar with. Who did he just lose to recently?
It was Gary Russell Jr. who he just lost to, but then also we covered him for the Robinson Castellanos fight, and then the Moises Flores fight, which we didn't cover because that was right before we started, but the Castellanos fight, and he's the one who upset Yuriokis Gamboa. So just to put everything into perspective about that and how that ran.
Yuriokis Gamboa, was he last year's? He was another 10-man nominee, right?
He was a 10-man nominee. I don't think we gave it to him. I think
we gave it to Chavez Jr., right?
No, in that year for the 10-man award, it was either him or we gave it to Nicholas Walters, one of those.
For quitting, yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was one of those.
I have the highlight. It's a minute long, so I mean, we'll just kind of talk through it.
So, no, because the thing about this...
Nyambar is pretty tall, but that boy's bad.
So, yeah, no, he came in 9-0 with 8 knockouts for that. I thought, as soon as I thought, because he was a taller fighter, like he had him by, I think it was like 6 or 7 inches or something like that.
Height.
As soon
Reach was identical.
As soon as I saw that, I thought he needed to stay outside. And then, boom, just like that, uppercut. He had 2 knockdowns in the second round, and then he had power, which I didn't really know about, but
you didn't expect it because
I didn't expect it. But once he settled in himself, he didn't get rattled by Escandon, even though he came out
wasn't caught up in the moment too. But I wonder, do you think sometimes the language barrier can help not getting caught up in the moment like that? I'll be racially unsensitive here, and I'll assume that he didn't speak English, Nyambar.
Well, he's from
like Malaysia or something, right?
No, it was Mongolia.
Mongolia, there you go.
Yeah, Mongolia. So
yeah, he's a tough guy. Hits hard. inside style fighting, but uses his reach well, I guess is a way to describe him. He likes to brawl and mix it up, but he could have stood there in front of him.
This is the second fight that I've seen with him, but the third round knockout, he had 2 knockdowns in the third round.
And then he got knocked down once also.
Then he got knocked out the third round. So
well, didn't Nyambar got knocked down once too?
In this fight?
Yeah, I believe. Didn't he?
No, it was a slip.
Okay, that's right.
Oh yeah, he got knocked down. He got knocked down in the first round, but it was a slip. Like when he got hit, he stepped back and it was something on the canvas because you actually say he lost his footing on that one. So yeah, there was round 1.
Did they count it as a knockdown?
Yeah, they counted it as a knockdown because it was one of those things where when if it was a punch and you go down right after it, like no matter the circumstance, you went down with that.
No matter what,
he did get knocked down on that one. But I need to see more of this kid because he's in this featherweight.
What was his weight division? 120.
126.
126. It's a stack. That's becoming the most stacked. Another stacked division there.
So we're loving that one.
It's crazy. It used to be a big deal about the heavyweights, and that's just a lot of it is because, the boxing's probably, there's more money in America fighting unless you're filling out like Wembley Stadium. But there's a lot more exposure too when you get to this scene here because your biggest fight in Wembley Stadium won't get you as much attention as knocking someone out in Vegas or Madison Square. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's crazy because that's on an international level too. That just shows how big and powerful it can be in the States. And with with this kind of exposure here. Well, I actually just lost my train of thought here on what I was talking about.
With this kind of exposure here.
That,
Nyambar.
What was I saying? I totally forgot. Anyways.
Drugs?
Maybe.
The drugs kicking in?
Maybe. Just maybe.
All right, you need to relax.
Just
you
maybe.
want a hug today, man? You seem kind of off, man.
It was a tough loss, man.
You were emotionally distraught. I can tell you never did a whole bunch. You did some competitive, but you probably didn't stay with it, man, if you don't know how to take a loss like this.
Football, it's one and done. You can process it, right? You can process it. I just had Michael Buffer in there letting these dudes on the ice and everything like that. Now this one, it's a little back. You notice I don't even got a boxing hat on today, right?
I'll tell you. I got
NWA up here and then not even rappers.
I'll tell you this. As a Redskins fan, you get used to disappointments. So it's like, I think it's just numb to me when it happens. So.
Anyways, I totally lost my train of thought here now.
Sorry, go ahead.
What was the beginning of it? What were we talking about? Nyambar and Escandon?
You were talking about the exposure that he would have overseas. And just when we were also talking about the featherweight division.
Featherweight division, yes. And as you get these big fights and you get more exposure out here, especially this was a PBC card?
Yes.
Right? Whether how much money they actually have on the books, they probably get the highest viewings and has had the most consistent high viewings while I'm high throughout everything else, right? And somehow they're not making money or not getting what the investors want. So we'll see a lot more of this guy. He's good action, and we'll see what kind of happens with this division because they're going to be just as good now as the welterweight because, the heavyweights used to dominate, but you see how it's going.
Also, what was good about this one, it was Nyambar's coming out fight as far as like his competition. So because Oscar Escandon came in at 25-3 with 17 knockouts, and so we already talked about just came off with last 3 fights: Moises Flores, Robinson Castellanos, and Gary Russell Jr. So like
all names we know.
And and then so he stood up to that test, and then took
because I can predict the future with boxing and stuff like this. They'll probably all those names you just mentioned will probably be one of the next people, except for Gary Russell, that Nyambar will get matched against. Because that's how you're going to find out how good this kid is by stepping him up, obviously, in this level of opposition. We'll see what we got. He's tall for this weight class, and that's one of those advantages that the Asian usually bring in boxing, especially in the lower weight. So we'll see. We'll get a lot more of this guy. He's good action. He's good action like when a friend of a bookie gives you a hot number to play. It's good action.
All right, man. What we got next?
Like a good action. It's like a coupon at a brothel. That's good action. You know what I'm saying?
If you have a coupon at a brothel, man, just don't do it.
It might be an internet coupon. Who knows? It depends who it is who.
All right,
now, this next one is, I feel bad because here I have on the list, I need to switch it, but it's just because I'm used to the spoiler being up front. But it's Argenis Mendez versus Eddie Ramirez.
Argenis.
I'm sorry. Argenis.
Yes. Okay. I need you to get the country right. I need you to get the name right.
I speak American. His name's American now. He's lucky I left the A in it.
Argenis Mendez versus Eddie Ramirez. So
put an H there next time. It's easier.
Both of these guys in a super lightweight fight. Both of these guys fought tremendously. I thought they both fought great. But the thing about it is, Eddie Ramirez, he's the spoiler.
Yeah.
He's a spoiler, so we've seen him in a couple of battles.
Well, we see him get these wins where he kind of spoils the name, but he usually dominates or finds a way to make it pretty lopsided, clear.
My first spoiler was Ryan Carl.
Yes.
Ryan Cowboy Carl.
I didn't even
like I didn't see that coming. Like
Battle of the Cowboy Hats.
It really was. So with Ramirez coming in his come forth style, he's a problem for almost anybody. He came in at 17-1 with 11 knockouts. But Argenis Mendez, he was a Zab Judah lookalike. I liked the way that he fought and he took this because he kept great composure throughout the whole fight. And Ramirez let his hands go, but the savvy veteran just had more. More. He was surgical.
You see the experience. You saw the experience there.
Poker face. His poker face. He just
no emotion.
Just was shielded.
It was like Jay-Z smiling, like rigging down.
You never seen him get hurt. You never seen him get rattled. But the great thing about it is his counters were on points. And
where's he from? I don't want to be.
Mendez was from.
Don't tell me New York. Don't say Brooklyn.
The DR, Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I actually knew that, but it was funny that they said.
It's funny from the DR when we get fighters, we get some good slick fighters.
You do.
They don't have like that big boxing pedigree or deep history like the Cubans, but the ones that do emerge are good and slick fighters.
Get the highlights ready for that one.
For which one? We don't have the highlights of the Ramirez one.
Why not?
It wasn't
because I'm pretty sure I told you to get them.
You may have and may not. That's a good one. Still, you can watch it. The highlights are on PBC.
We're gonna have them up. You're gonna have them up.
I'll send them to.
Yeah,
and he'll play them right about now.
Yeah, so
we'll wait about 60 seconds.
It don't matter when he plays. He can play it through the whole time that we're talking. But the great thing about it is this was a great match. If you don't watch it, it went to a unanimous decision where. Mendez got the head nod, but you had knockdown in round 2, you had a knockdown in round 3, couple knockdowns in round 5, and it was just round 6 got interesting because Ramirez came alive and he did a little bit more to open his hands up, and then once you're so far behind like that, you kind of go into survival mode to basically break out and try to see what you can do to knock him out. So his corner kept him in it. I'm surprised they didn't call it off. Like that was one of the things.
I'm surprised too.
That was crazy to me. But Argenis Mendez, I'm actually pretty.
What was his record?
What was his record, or what is his record now?
His record now?
His record now is 25-5 with 12 KOs.
Who was the last person we did see him fight? Was it Ivan Redkach? Because that's kind of bothered me.
Ivan Redkach.
It was, okay. He won, right?
Split decision. Lost to Luke Campbell before that. Lost to Robert Easter Jr. before that. And beat Miguel Vasquez before that.
Those are good names.
Yep.
Those are solid names.
Yeah, and they talked about it because they talked about it during the fight, and it was he fought Rancis Bartholomew twice. So it's this guy. He's seen everything, and then once you come, and that was the reason why he was able to keep his poise during the fight, because when you have somebody coming in, they got like 17 wins.
Yeah.
You've seen more than them, unless they're a phenomenal. If they're a phenomenal boxer or puncher, or they got power, a lot of times you can negate all that. So.
How old is Argenis Mendez? Because
31.
Okay, so he's a young old. He's still young enough to where he's got some good time in boxing, but just old enough to where he's seen what you got.
Yeah.
Especially in Eddie Ramirez, he's definitely seen what you got. And for as good as he looked, it might have been easier for him than probably we expected.
Eddie Ramirez was one of those, especially he came off the KO loss to Antonio DeMarco. I'm always interested.
But he got spoiled by the spoiler. The spoiler spoiled the spoiler.
So it's always interesting to me to see how people bounce back from losses.
Yeah, consider this was a tough fight they put him in with. A very tough fight.
This is his handler's fault. You don't put him in with somebody that dangerous like that. It's just like, especially when you have a fighter that young.
Especially.
You need to have him in there with somebody who's maybe a cherry picker. You
got to get his confidence up. You definitely want to test him, but maybe not coming off the very first loss of your career.
Yeah, that was the second loss. No. All right, the Mendez fight was the second loss.
Yeah.
So the DeMarco fight was his first loss. So.
Yeah, so that's got to be tough coming in. But he still held his own. He still had his own. But if he was definitely more experienced, he could have got the nod for sure.
What do you mean by held his own?
I mean, It was one of these things where you saw a guy making young man mistakes against a veteran. The veteran kind of knew what he was going to do.
I don't even think it was mistakes. I think it was just he found somebody who just saw everything.
Yeah,
so it's just like I don't think he like
he's seen what he has. He's seen what
he didn't
has.
get knocked out. If you want to call that holding your own.
That's.
It's like
I guess that counts for anybody who's lasted the distance, whether it's a 4-round or 12-round fight.
It's like when people say "Happy birthday!" Oh, congratulations, you didn't die.
You didn't die.
You didn't die. So that's
I thought that was the polite way of. If you looked up "Happy Birthday," that's the definition. You didn't die, right?
Didn't die.
Because nobody leaves a cake at your tombstone, right?
Yeah, so
I don't think you get a lit cupcake at the fireplace mantle above the wall. Now the next one is going to be.
So we got that one on work on the transition.
I actually got this next one here up and ready, but I just want to go into like I'm thinking like scary feet. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the monster. I'm thinking someone like some in your closet, right? This guy is unbelievable, right? How would you feel if you saw one of your friends knocked out by a 118-pound Asian dude that didn't know karate?
No. What's even better than that? This 118-pound Asian dude went up in weight to fight you.
Yeah.
So you talk about a 115-pounder that went up to fight you.
Yeah.
So this was his first fight. Hey, let's roll this clip.
Yeah,
let's roll this clip.
This is a good one here too, because when it's going to start here right about
whatever. Where do you have it? So it's just
it gives you the action in slow mo, 3 different angles.
The one thing about watching Naoya Inoue is no wasted punches.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he punches in bunches.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about it. It's like everything that he threw in that was calculated. He had
wow. Look at the power.
He had the round 1 knockdown,
Heavy-handed.
and then it just ended up being a knockdown right over there. It's just
now
it was.
If they didn't know each other, of course, and they were at a bar, McDonald would easily start a fight with this dude. No problem. He'd fight him, right?
You've seen a lot of guys with that. You've seen the picture of Triple G in khakis and a little button-up shirt, and you're just like.
This dude, look at this.
And he's sitting there, he has both hands in his pockets and he's standing up and you're just like, who's this little, and then he ends up sleeping you and takes your girl home.
So you walk up like, what you mean, what?
Yeah, he's like, hey, and this guy's buying my drinks.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. I knew exactly what you were going to do.
Okay.
I knew what you were going to do.
It's an old joke to me and you. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Eddie Murphy Raw. That's all we got to say.
Just look it up. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. But
this guy's buying the juju beats.
Now, they're already talking about a World Boxing Super Series for this division at 118 pounds. Mm-hmm. Inoue was one of the first ones who raised his hand and said he'll do it right away. No problems asked. Now, everybody I know who's ever lived in Japan, and there's quite a few people I know, they all have to say the same things. They're definitely more honorable there, nicer there. If you could leave your phone anywhere, they'll probably track you down and give it back to you. This man said he was going to crush Jamie McDonald, and he definitely kept his word with that one. Or do you think... I've only seen the English-type translation. I want to hear it from his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And get this verified through someone I know who speaks Japanese, because that's a little opposite, especially how honorable they are. I mean, what if they dishonor their family? They kill themselves. I don't know if they may still do it, but I think by train now.
Hey, I'm not a part of that world, so I don't know how they do it. But the one thing I took away from this, Inoue goes up in weight to the bantamweight to fight Jamie McDonald, the champion. You knew who you were fighting.
Former champ.
Where's the pride?
Yeah.
As a champion,
he got
unless you're in the heavyweight division,
yeah.
How do you get knocked out in the first round like that?
He got up the first time?
I don't care. I don't care.
If you give him the choice, I'm pretty sure he would have stayed on his feet.
Listen. It's easy for me to talk behind this microphone.
Yeah, 6'5", of course.
It's easy for me to talk behind this mic and in front of this camera. But where is...
Inoue's not a citizen. We're good.
No,
I didn't see no tattoos on him.
I'm talking about Jamie McDonald, man.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
How do you not make it out the first round?
Man.
Hey.
He might have got Tyson hanging out with the Japanese schoolgirls all week. Because it looked like he had no legs on him. And yeah, it looked like he had no legs on him. I think he tried to fight back, right? During that punches in bunches. Yeah, it was a pretty dominating performance, and you usually don't see those first-round knockouts in these little guys, especially coming up in weight to fight the naturally bigger man. And
well, the WBA belt is going to Japan. Naoya Inoue, who we've covered before. So this is great. This is great. I love this.
Any other
I
big
love
names
this
at 118 that we really want to see against him, style-wise? Of course.
Rasheed Warren.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. That's a good matchup.
Yeah,
right there.
he was we haven't heard from him in a while, but Juan Carlos Payano was another one.
Those are good names that they can match him up against. Actually, get him great exposure.
And see,
see what he has.
And the thing is, what is this? So there is, I don't know who this is, but I just saw the name, Takuma Inoue. So I don't know about the relationship with that, but
I believe they're related. He's got like 9 knockouts, 9 fights with 7 knockouts or something.
I have no idea.
Click on it, see if I'm right.
I can't click on it. It's a different link than I got. You really want me to?
No, I'm
really
probably
want me
right.
to
Don't
do it?
worry. I'm pretty sure I am.
We're gonna take you for your word.
That.
Your words usually
take me for my word on that
do.
one for sure.
So
yeah,
you know what's a shame though? It's like there's so many. I love boxing, and you should know that from just us doing the show, and we've been out here for 2 years almost. I hate the people that get swept in it, and it's just like the thing that's killing me the most is how many good things come through the sport that don't get exposed like they should. Like whether it's you don't see it on ESPN or whether you see it on HBO or it needs more exposure. And this is what Square Circle 101 is going to try to do.
I don't have it on the list, but remember you heard about Eddie Hearn wanting to start his own fight network?
Man.
Yeah, I like what he's doing. I've tweeted Box Nation quite a couple times because I've tried to sign up there for the service, but you can't if you're in the U.S. It's only available to fighters, people in the U.K.
I'm even excited about ESPN Plus just coming out and showing more fights on that.
I'm so motivated by that because I watched. I don't want to name the show, but they have a little video show on boxing hosted by, your man.
Continue.
You know
just
what I'm talking about. And it's definitely a totally different kind of style show that we do, and it's even.
Saying that? Did you say they bitter style?
No, it's horrible.
They're corny.
It's weak. Tell
them why you mad, son. Tell them why you mad.
So this is the thing, man. If you got a guy who's a writer and usually. This is a guy, a name that you always mention, but you never put him on front of camera. You never put him in front of camera to talk.
Oh, yeah.
You never put him in front of camera to talk.
I got you.
Why go give him his own show if you never put this man in front of camera to talk? Because what's he going to do? He's just sit like this. Well, what we have here today, and you see he's obviously reading a teleprompter because he's never been on camera. You have to make it simple by putting it by the camera.
We're not going to name no names, but he's been on camera before. But the thing is,
he's a good writer. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And I may disagree with some of the statements and decisions he made, but he's quicker to that news and info than I am right now. But I was really disappointed by it because out of every other show on ESPN that's not even boxing related, it goes against every other format they've had. So much of the stuff they have is just off the fly, or at least they have verbatim what to follow. And then you got this one going word for word.
It's just
on a $5 subscription. Nah. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. It's not my cup of tea. It's why I don't have Amigos out in the
We coming for you. We coming for you.
You better get better because if not, the spot will become available to just one of us. Somebody in this game gonna get it. That's for sure. They gonna figure something out. They're gonna figure something out. I'm pretty sure he'll have like a racist tweet eventually.
Oh God. So anyway, that was the end of what we just got uncovered. Then Inoue versus Jamie McDonald. So you got Inoue with the first round KO. Make sure you guys check that out. Or you just watch the highlights that we just provided. Now, also, my man Sonny failed to mention that we are no longer doing our video YouTube
We're still
lives.
live.
Yeah, but we're not going to do them on Wednesdays. So it's Thursdays when the show is dropping.
And you'll know this as you watch this on Thursday.
That's correct. So
yeah, no, we decided because a lot of stuff we do on the fly, like freestyle, because we learn as we go, and that's how you learn most of your things in life, by making those mistakes, fixing it up, and with this crew we got here at Hub City and I Am Heyday Studios, they're learning as we go also, but we want to be able to give you the best product possible.
Cheer.
With the way we're doing it as ballers on a budget. Because that's how we roll, and that's how we doing. And in the future, it'll help out because this is how we'll hide our tax money too at the same time. Delete that out just in case they hold that in court later. Now these next highlights, it's a pretty long clip because it's from the ESPN one. We'll get it started here, but you might not get the whole thing because the whole fight how many rounds did it go? 7?
So it went to the 7th. So it was supposed to go into the 8th, but they ended up not quitting on the stools. They basically threw it until David Carmone's corner versus Khalid Yafai, which we've seen before. Came in 23-0 with 14 knockouts. Very powerful.
Very powerful.
Very powerful.
What weight division?
So Superfly, 115.
Wow.
The division that Inoue just left.
Man, where are these powerful young guys coming from? A lot of the sport is, from boxing to MMA, has become who can cut weight the best, it seems like, and not inflate to a dangerous size. But how do you explain the power in these little men?
I blame the raps and the internet.
Like the beef raps? Like
just the raps. It's violent.
Yeah.
And the internet.
I see that.
It's the internet. These guys probably grow up a lot of Call of Duty, something just dangerous stuff out there. That's what they.
Well, that's true. I remember when Gamboa hit the streets of the USA. You know, he couldn't speak English, but he could tell you, he could spit all the 50 Cent lyrics. I don't know if that's the best thing we want to be treating these immigrants, especially with all the stuff going on right now in this country. I don't know.
You sound like Trump so bad. All these immigrants. Anyway.
All these immigrants. It's terrific. It's beautiful.
Beginning of this fight, though, the way that they were battling, they were rumbling. It was good rumbles. I was like, this is going to be a short night.
This guy got a lot of attention, and David Carmona was probably the best guy to get. You got a dude in there who's had some fights, who's seen some things.
21-5 with 9 KOs.
And get up 6-7 times.
Yeah, so
I'm thankful for his corner for stopping that fight.
Yeah, fight. Great counters. He had a knockdown in round 4 against Carmona. Was it a low blow? Yes, it was. He had 2 knockdowns in round 5, and they took a point away from that. But
he kept them nuts right there. He took them and kept them. By the way that stuff went.
Basically,
what was this? How many rounds was this fight scheduled for?
I want to say
this. 10-round fight?
I want to say it was 10.
Okay.
It was 10. So the thing, you know what's crazy about this, the David Carmona fight versus Khalid Yafai, was we always say when you start talking about retiring, you're already retired.
You're already retired.
And so that's what Carmona was talking about. He said he was tired of boxing. He wanted to see his family. He sure fought like he still wanted to box, man. He had the heart to stay in there, which I give him so much credit for. He did come in overweight. Which, can't happen.
First sign that you want to retire? He had a Corona in hand?
No, but you know what I thought about, though?
He said those are Mexican abs.
What I thought about this is like, you're tired of boxing, you want to see your family more. And then I was just like...
Coming in with legs like you got done banging some hookers.
Well, depending on your family, like, how long can you stand to be around them until you want to go back to boxing?
Yeah, you have to let that anger out somehow, right?
As soon as you go home and then you spend like 2 months with your family, you're just like,
I got to hit something.
Hey, baby, I got to go back to the ring. I'm done retiring.
Hopefully he lives south of the border there, because if he has to hit his wife, it won't be as serious as a charge.
That is so terrible. That is so
Name me one Mexican you've met that's gone to jail for domestic violence.
I don't know. I'm not answering this. I'm not doing this with you.
Okay.
I'm not.
So one of the Eddie Hearn was blowing. His stuff was blowing up after the Khalid fight.
Does anybody see this? This dude is terrible.
I thought this is a positive outlook. That's all I'm saying. Khalid Yafai has been a name coming out of everybody's mouth after this win, and we'll see how he gets matched up next. Eddie Hearn has been getting fielded on Twitter. His Twitter thing's been blowing up crazy because this man's making moves. Hiring big names, going after big names, talking all this, and Yafai is another proof.
I think I think Eddie Hearn is good for boxing just for the simple fact that
this was on ESPN Fight Card, right? I believe so. It was on ESPN.
I think
Plus.
so.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was on ESPN Plus Fight Card. This is Eddie Hearn here.
I think Eddie Hearn is good for the sport because a lot of times, it's just with anything, whether you're at work. Can you stop interrupting me?
See.
Can you stop interrupting me?
See.
Thank you. Eddie Hearn is good for the sport. Just for the simple fact that, just like with anything, you get really complacent in your job as far as all these other boxing promoters, and Eddie Hearn is just like, hey, man, I'm a fresh face. This is what I want to see, and that's what I want to have happen.
Golden Boy, top right. Y'all beefing? Oh, it's cool. Go ahead. Handle your business. While I'm over here talking to the myth, the man, the legend, Al Heyman. Yeah,
so this ended in Khalid Yafai basically getting the TKO end of round 7, so...
The next was the main event, and one that we're not going to have highlights for because it was, but it was still a historic moment. I tried doing the research to verify this because it was the first all-Filipino World Championship fight in 93 years. Jerwin Cajas versus Jonas Sultan. Jerwin Cajas is a guy who's got good power, speed, finesse, and you get a nickname like Pretty Boy because you don't get touched up a lot.
Yeah.
Well, near the second half of that fight, he started getting touched up with some timed punches, which is not a good sign for him, I guess. It's a great thing for other coaches to see because they can figure that timing out, and if you can't correct it, it could be a habit.
we talked about Jordan Nakajas before because a lot of similarities with him being left-handed, his southpaw from the Philippines, got the Manny Pacquiao thing going on.
Automatically branded with no style near it, nothing like it.
Nothing like it at all. And they were talking about how it is him actually being more of a Manuel Marquez.
Yeah. Counter puncher, boxer puncher, yeah.
This is...
I wonder if we're going to turn his nickname into Lady Boy if he ever gets knocked out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. This was the white lady bringing the potato salad with raisins in it. I never had the raisin, but this fight was so bland.
That's the only way to ruin
this fight. This fight was so bland to me. Like, I watched it, and then I took it a couple ways. I took it as...
It was historic.
In...
New history.
No, how?
Well, I can tell you that since the last fight was in 1923, it involved Pancho Villa.
Oh.
So it's kind of historic. And also, this is also Top Rank searching. So for Top Rank, you got a good fighter you can market. Nickname like Pretty Boy. Definitely easy on the eyes. Who can bring some action and power. And you don't want to lose that Filipino market when it comes to boxing. Because you got the one thing that really created it. So
it's a great handoff and transition because he is a champ, IBF champ. He did nothing to. He didn't take any chances in this fight.
He didn't do anything
spectacular. I thought he just went in there and he won the fight, which is kind of like grinded out. Like, hey, it doesn't have to be.
Because we wouldn't want him to lose the fight, right?
No, at all. Jonas Sultan, he came to fight though. He had 14-3. He was there, but at the same time, he didn't do. He just.
There was times that I did like though when it was just like, well, he's getting touched me. I'm just gonna swing. I'm just gonna close my eyes and swing because he's already smacking me up. What else can happen?
What do we talk about with a lot of boxers on the show? Die on your shield.
Die on your shield. Every single time.
You got to. So,
every single time.
Jordan Nakajas with a unanimous decision on this one. The super flyweight division, 115 for the IBF title. The champ takes the belt home, so no exchange of hands on that one.
All right, so now this next one here is going to be my man Shoota's probably favorite topic and his third favorite sport. And it's going to involve a brother, Michael Venom Page. If you guys don't know, he is a boxer promoted by Hay Promotions, David Hay, Haymaker Promotions. But we won't be covering his boxing match. It's going to be, he's going against a guy, David Rickles. Now, who is that brother that we just saw recently on, he spit his mouthpiece out. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about? He spit his mouthpiece out in front of the ref and the guy just to get, I guess, more time because he was getting worked. The dude who said he liked the brawl, this guy.
Let me see if I can find him.
He fought Spike O'Sullivan.
Spike O'Sullivan, Berlin Abrin.
So Berlin Abrin, as a Tim Man Namari.
Abreu, my fault.
Abreu. Well,
Berlin Abreu.
You have another man in there with this list of names, and I'm hoping that this can one day become something handed out like the ESPYs. Maybe even with the ESPYs. You never know.
Man. Hey, man, you know what?
We should hit a Barstool Sports. Maybe they might want to get in on this one.
Nah, man, because I don't want them stealing our swag,
I mean,
man.
You
heard it here first. Square Circle 101, the 10-man showing the people that have no heart. And you're giving this to who?
David Rickles. So this guy here, if I can get this.
Now, what's funny is you actually called and told me about this when we were talking about it, and then asked me if I seen it, or no, you gave me a 10-man nominee, and I actually brought it up.
Yeah.
So let's see about this one.
Yeah, let me get this set here. It goes. Now, Michael Venom Page is a guy like when he stalks a fighter, he does this weird crossover thing. It's kind of crazy. And they go face off, and the fight is pretty short because the dude just takes one punch and then walks away. Oh, yeah, here was the highlights.
What are you doing,
pulling
man?
It back. I'm pulling it back like a DJ. There you go, slow motion, boom. This was after the first punch. I'll pull it back a little bit more right here. So he got popped, right hand, and then dances a little bit.
It just seemed like he toyed with him the whole fight. I didn't watch the whole fight, but from the highlights I've seen, it just seemed like he toyed with him. But
this man spent more on his shorts and outfit, probably even by the numbers, than he lasted in the fight. Because he didn't leave that thing touched up. He got just popped, and he looked at the ref, was like, nah.
We've covered something like this before, But and I'm going to bring it up again. So how do you put this? So the 10 man, when you see something like this, the Abreu fight was different because he was just doing everything in his power. He just came in out of shape, spitting his mouthpiece out. This guy came in here to fight. Now, where do you put this in as far as the Roberto Duran, like, hey, I can't do it, or the Nicholas Walters, like, hey, yo, there's nothing I can do about this guy? Because that's exactly what he did.
Nicholas Walters went against Lomachenko, and even like I'll even say with Rigondeaux, because these guys at the same time, you could put a comparison with chess and boxing, because you have to make the right moves, right stance, real estate battle, and if you're playing 5 moves ahead and he's 7 moves ahead, and you realize that you can't get past those past 2 moves, and you're at least halfway through the fight, 6th round, hey, you got me on this one. Everybody else is mad except for the person who got paid, right?
See, now the thing is, because with all those,
this man paid for the shorts. He came out with some gladiator-looking Spartan stuff.
Sugar Ray Leonard was tattooing Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
Like, Nicholas Walters.
Roberto Duran has hands.
This guy,
he knocked out a horse with 1 punch. He can come in drunk and might get lucky.
Hey, like I was saying before you interrupted me. So, Nicholas Walters and whoever this guy is had no real signs of being hurt.
Yeah.
Die on your shield, bruh.
Yeah.
Die on your shield. At least get knocked. At least get knocked out.
No.
At least don't
Nicholas
just quit.
Walters got out that corner brokenhearted. At least.
Yeah.
This guy got smacked once. He was like, "Nope, that's it. I'm done."
Yeah.
Like it was his first fight in MMA. It was just like, "Hey, you know what? That's it. I just got punched, and this just isn't going to work out for me."
And we've seen it kind of like who was it? I brought him up before. My man, Young Master Amir Imam, like, he takes a beating and he still goes on with it, man.
No,
get more of him. Get more of him out there.
He came back good from his first loss against what's his name, Granados, and even in the last fight that he did lose, he still fought back. He didn't look intimidated. He just got outclassed, and that was it. Now, before we go back into boxing, we're going to go into a little backyard brawl. Hopefully this works here. This one might be a little bit easier because it is just like a 10-second video. But it's someone you might know, recognize. If not, you've definitely met before. Your man, old Johnny Law, officer. And against what normally would look like one of their victims.
Okay.
Except they're actually in a parking lot.
So I sent you.
Not doing a drug deal.
So I sent you this. Clip just for the simple fact that, one, you have a cop against. I think the backstory was he was supposed to give him. Oh God, I hate you,
Kevin.
You sent him. He was supposed to get a ticket, and they was like, "All right, well, if you outbox me, I'll give you a ticket." Now, the one thing about this fight in this clip that was crazy, not only does this cop tagging him up, you can tell the average person does not know how to fight or box, because if you look at the kid.
He knows a little.
He knows a little. No, yeah. But if when he originally started, he was southpaw. Yeah. 90% of the people are fighting orthodox. Yeah. So if you start off at anybody southpaw, I'm like, you obviously probably don't know what you're doing. You see, right there, it's like you're not a southpaw, bro. I can guarantee you that, because just a second ago you was on, and you're not. Yeah. And so either way, hold it back.
He's even holding back a little too.
He is.
So, but you think this cop just got done watching End to Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Nah, he wasn't. Nah.
He's like, right before the shift. That was pretty nice.
You know what? It was too. And I can actually see some cops doing that. It's like, hey, yo, man, if you can beat me in this fight, man, you get out of this ticket. Not happening. So.
And then you think before this happened, he was like, hey, here, young man. Hey, young man. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you, young brother. Come here, young blood. Check it out. Let me see you. You know you mess it up, right? You turn into the mess society. You know you mess it up. Right? You mess it up, right?
Nah, man.
I'm gonna give you a chance, because. If you go like this, you don't ticket the man, right? You just beat him. You just smacked him up a little bit, right? Because we know they don't know their rights, really.
Hey, and the thing is, that ain't no police station. So you went in his hood and embarrassed him. So that's forever infamous. You just made him famous. Yeah. For being infamous. It's like, hey, yo, man, you can't. And the thing is, once it's on film, you getting beat up. Unless you're actually really boxing. The internet, once the internet has you, bro, everybody's gonna live that down.
If this brother hits the gym and becomes a good fighter, this might be something they might look upon and laugh. Or the changing moment.
You get the Mike Epps from All About the Benjamins. Like, baby, you can't fight. Anytime you talk about fighting anybody, you can't fight.
Right when you flinch at him. Now let's get back to the sweet science. Enough about the cop and the brother man in the street and Don Rickles. Don Rickles is a comedian, David Rickles. Now, I'm hoping I can make this famous and popular too. We saw High Tech, The Matrix, The Sweet Science of Boxing, ESPN's Not Squared Circle 101's #1.
Pound for pound,
P
number
for
one.
P. Looks like he has to get some Keith Thurman surgery, is what I'm calling it.
So he has
torn
a
shoulder,
torn labrum, and then so I saw him going out there, and then so.
You got it.
You know what? I'm tired of you using words that you've only heard and you know what the meanings are, but you just don't know where they are.
I got an idea of the vicinity. Nah.
It's in there somewhere. No, but he said he suffered this in round 2 of the Jorge Linares fight.
My personal guess is I think he suffered it with a knockdown when he got the flash knockdown because he kind of threw his arms out to catch himself. Nobody knocks him down.
Yeah.
So there's a part of you that's going to panic no matter how composed you are. So if you never get knocked down and something new happens, whoa, what happens?
New anything.
And I think that's even if it was aggravated round 2, I think that's what actually tore it to require the surgery. And they ain't talking about him coming back till maybe December. Already people are trying to yap about him and Pacquiao. I don't care about that. I don't want to see it, but
look,
I'll watch it. It'll be if ESPN Plus is $5, I'm down.
I'm not. Listen.
I want to watch it.
Get through the surgery.
Yeah.
Let me see when you're back. Let me see some nice videos that you got to practicing and warming up and the tricks and stuff like that.
Don't hurt your hand.
Hey, don't hurt your hand
Afterwards.
Hey. Then we'll see what's up. That's all I want to talk about, man. So hopefully,
don't duck Earl Spence.
Hey, successful. He's ducking Earl Spence because he's not going up that heavy. That's another 12 pounds, bro. You don't want that action. So, but either way, get well soon because even though you're not our top 5 pound for pound, you're still great and you're still pound for pound. So
definitely,
Vasil Lomachenko, get well with that surgery. So
we'll definitely see more of him to come.
What else you got, man? What's next?
The next one is, let me pull this up. It is yada, yada, yada.
When you have more than one job, you're unorganized and you suck.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Oh, speaking of Earl Spence, you got some comments for me?
Oh, yeah, I sure did have some comments for you. You know what's funny is I like when we come in here because you're like, oh, what am I learning today? Oh, basically what I told you last week, but you didn't check any of your DMs or anything or any of your messages.
You know, I'm sifting through boxing nudes. It all starts to blend together into one thing eventually.
Yeah, well, anyway, Earl Spence said he can't wait for the Danny Garcia Sean Porter fight to get over because one of you guys have to fight me, and because I want to unify. Okay.
Al Heyman ain't gonna let us fight. Now we talk about purse bid. No purse bid.
Hold on. I'm not even going that way. You know where I'm going? One, probably my favorite word in doing this: unification. Unification. I love that. I love his hunger. I love the fact that he is the truth. Hence the name, Earl Spence. Is Keith Thurman an idiot savant and he just knows where or it's like
let them all kill them. Let them slaughter each other and I'll take the last one standing.
Is this a calculated move or is this an idiot savant? Because if I'm Keith Thurman, this plays out perfect.
Keith Thurman is very, very knowledgeable and smart when it comes to boxing for a street fighter who got into boxing.
Listen, because if I'm looking at it from Keith Thurman's perspective, and then I'm putting him in the MMA category where any chance I get to take a shot at him.
I wonder if his hand injury was like metacarpal from like video games.
From video game or something like that, Fortnite or whatever.
Something, yeah.
Whatever that is.
2 weeks.
No, but think about it. I vacate these titles to work on and have surgery and rehab.
Okay.
I do this, okay. Immediately right after that, the powers that be, Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, 2 people that, let alone that you beat, but are still dangerous to you because you fought them like they were
anybody in
dangerous to anybody. They have to fight. And the person, before Terrence Crawford moved up into the welterweight division, the person that I have wiping out all of you guys wants to vie and take him on. So
probably a little upset that you guys have to fight. Like that Danny Garcia and Sean Porter have to fight because he wants a piece at all of them so bad. Yeah. And he has to do his mandatory Carlos Campos, and their fight is going to be 2 weeks from now.
And then once the dust settles, clear, done, and say whoever Earl Spence fights after that, if it happens that way, then hey, you get to cherry pick probably off the top and be like, hey, I want to fight you, Earl Spence. Oh, hey, I want to fight you, Danny Garcia. Or hey, I hate this.
I like where your head's at.
Look.
As your
as my hate for Keith Thurman grows.
Well, just as the boxing advisor here, I'll tell you, if we were at the negotiating table right now, and I'm with Keith Thurman's camp, and you just got all these wins, You know exactly what I'm going to say?
What?
Hey, those are some good wins for you, buddy. But I beat Sean Porter first. I beat Danny Garcia first. You just now caught up to me. You're still fighting me where I want to fight. Mm-hmm. And that would be the argument on my side. You know how to reach to me if you guys need a consultant or negotiator.
Hey, man.
Just so you know.
Earl Spence is a nice young country boy. He's really respectful. And you know how... And I forgot what fight it was we were watching when it was Keith Thurman on the booth. And I want to say it was... who was it? Not Lazy... Not Crazy... Who was it? Tevin Farmer. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was Tevin Farmer. I could be wrong, but it was Keith Thurman, Tevin Farmer, and also Earl Spence. And Keith Thurman was sitting there yapping his mouth, and Earl Spence is over there just smooth talking about what his mic. Yeah, and he was just like, "Look, bro, I just want to fight you." Bro, Keith Thurman is the talk. He's the talk.
He stunned him though, man. He stunned him in that interview, bro.
Because he has the belts. That's it. Earl Spence has the IBF belt.
He's sunned until he takes those belts. He's still sunned. Look here, young man.
Okay, check this out. He's sunned him. Check this out, though. You betting everything on the line. Who you taking, Earl Spence or Keith Thurman?
Today, one time.
You're taking one time?
That's my man.
He may be the 10-man nominee with no fights.
Just a nominee. We haven't voted him in yet.
I'll vote him in.
Well, that's a 50-50 vote.
I got 50% of his vote. I'll vote him in as a 10-man of the year with no fights.
We already gonna rig some awards.
No, I'm not rigging. No, I'm not rigging no awards. I'm not rigging no awards. He ain't had the heart. No, Keith Thurman.
I wish he was smart enough to get more of a mental edge on him, but he's still one time. He got a nickname he earned, but hasn't fought one time yet this year. So we'll see what comes out of it. Earl Spence is a man you wanna look at what time the train's coming. Stay off the tracks of that one unless you have to do it. Now, Triple G versus Canelo. Sometimes I'll be seeing things I'll be saying. At the very beginning of this year, my first thought was like, at least we're going to get blessed with one fight this year, right? Triple G, Canelo, because I said we go get these other big fights we want. It's just not going to happen, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we get closer to it, the countdown. We start our countdown. Now it doesn't happen at all. No Triple G, Canelo, right? We're all emotionally... I'm a little upset with the universe, not just boxing, but the universe. Now... I said that the fight was going to happen this year because either Golden Boy would say that he needs a tune-up because his last fight was last September, or he would price himself out the fight. They're demanding a 65-35 split for this fight to happen. But
those are the terms that he agreed to in the first place, right? Triple G.
Before you failed the drug test. Before you failed the PED. I mean, I'm good for the job. I can sell phones. I mean, there was a little bit of weed there when I took the P. Why can't I get in there, And you admitted it. Blame it on some Taco Bell. So I get now, I'm not saying that he deserves a 50-50 split, but come to the table and negotiate if you want your man to get in there. This is still going to be a bigger payday than anything else you have out there, regardless. Yeah. You want to take a high-risk fight against a Billy Joe Saunders? Really? Because Billy Joe ain't going to come after you like Triple G. Yeah. He will learn some Spanish to talk some smack.
So the thing I have about a couple of things is one, it does seem like Triple G's trying to price himself out of it because like you are turning down the terms that you agreed to before, granted whether it's PDDs or not. Now I look at this from
some of this could be.
I was talking.
Okay.
Thank you.
Some of this.
So
go ahead.
I look at this from also like an Anthony Joshua perspective, money wise. Canelo and Anthony Joshua are in the same boat. They're going to make multi-millions on any fight on whoever they pick.
Yep.
Triple G, you may have the belts, but at the same time, Canelo could drop to 154, or he could drop to 154, or wait to see what you do. You're going to have to run into him. Like Canelo, you need Canelo more than Canelo needs you. You may have the belts, but look, Canelo already vacated a couple of times. He's already vacated a couple of times. So it's obviously the belts don't matter as much to him than they do to Triple G.
So
when you're getting to the end of your career like Triple G is, we don't know when that end is near. You're gonna want to get a payday before you get out of here, bro.
But these are two fighters who think legacy is important. The legacy in their battle now could be unresolved. These two fighters could die as ghosts in the sport of boxing and in real life.
Let's be real though.
Now, we're always going to talk smack because of how the first fight didn't go down because of a failed drug test. Now, in years of this story being told on in the future, that could turn into he was scared. That's why he was taking drugs, right?
Let's be real, though. Let's be real. A lot of these boxing groups, and also with like ESPN and Showtime, a lot, they have kicked Canelo out of the pound-for-pound ranking because of the PED. Mm-hmm. Is Canelo still the pound-for-pound? Is he still top 5 pound-for-pound?
Under Triple G.
That's fine. That's not what I asked you.
Triple G, yeah.
Under Triple G,
Still top 5 for sure. 100%.
So look, they find out Reggie Bush took money and they took his Heisman Trophy away from him.
Dirty.
Was Reggie Bush still the Heisman Trophy winner of that year? He was the best. He was the best football player on the field across college campuses. So, granted, what the sanctions say, we both know what's real.
Yes.
So it's just like whether it doesn't matter or it's not on paper what you're feeling about Canelo. He's still in the top 5 pound for pound, and he's still scary. So
everyone needs to make sure to download that Squared Circle app. Tell your friends and family about it. Hit us up on Facebook.com/Squared Circle 101 because that's how our pound for pound ranking can get recognized as number one, regardless of the politics behind it. Available in Google Play and iOS.
And you know what the great thing about when you listen to Square Circle 101? We'll tell you who we do like, but like 9 times out of 10, we don't like a lot of people out there. So a lot of this is going to be unbiased. And then I'll tell you who I don't like and who I do like. So
now, I believe in conspiracies, and I think there's a conspiracy on Triple G, like the 160-pound division, the governing bodies. I don't think they want him to unify because I think if he fights Triple G, they're going to try to enforce the fight against Sergey Dorenko. And then now the WBC is Derevyanchenko, and the WBC is saying, well, if no Canelo fight, he needs to fight Jermall Charlo next, which is something I want to talk about a lot if that goes down that way.
Yeah.
And now Canelo's talking about fighting Billy Joe. I don't know if that's a good idea, man.
I want
not right now.
It's a lot of gossip that's in the air, and I'm really a fan of it, but I need concrete before I really get into it, man. You're not getting me all excited, my mouth all water for some hash now or some orange juice and ain't but a swallow left in there, man. I need that.
How much time we got left? We got some good time?
Yeah, we got a little.
I want to talk about your shirt real quick because we go right into the next thing. I love this shirt. It says, "Place your bets, no regrets. Pardon the left."
Pardon the left, man. So you know what's funny is this shirt looks really old. I wore this after my first amateur boxing match right after this, man. I've had this shirt in my closet like for years, and this is like my second time I brought this out.
Ever worn it? Looks like it's been through some wars.
It's been through a lot of moves, man.
Okay.
It's been through a lot of moves, but yeah, no. I miss
no yellow
shirt,
stains, so that's good. That's definitely good. Now, speaking of pardon, Trump pardoned Jack Johnson.
Nice segue.
Years. Right? After 100 years, you'd have thought it would have been Obama, but I guess that would have been too easy for him. But the main persuasion, believe it or not, was my man Sly Stallone, Rocky Balboa. How him and Trump ended up in the same room was like, hey, my man Jack Johnson, go ahead and let him go with that one. I'm not sure, but he got it done. And it's headline news, but it's the only time we'll ever talk about Trump for sure.
No comment.
WBSS World Boxing Super Series is coming back real soon. We got our first date set for July 21st, and this is going to be a good matchup. Alexander Usyk versus Murat Gassiev for a unification at the cruiserweight division. Getting excited for that one. George Groves and Callum Smith. Groves cleared to fight in August or September, so we'll be able to bring this to a close to the World Boxing Super Series. I think it's been a lot of success worldwide, and hopefully more other U.S. fans just like us has enjoyed it just as much because it'll be able to bring it more to this network. With Eddie Hearn out there making moves, we could definitely see it again. Talked about Inoue going to that 118 tournament if it goes down. And I like those tournaments because it forces the fights.
If I would like to see a World Boxing Super Series with the 115, 118 division just because it's not as public, and I would like to see a lot of the talent that's in there. If they get 10 guys in there and just kind of draw it down.
I think 130 pound would be another good one to see in there. 130 pounds, I think, would be another good one to see there because it's such a transition weight division.
Yeah.
Nobody stays there for a long time because you always end up either at 140 or something like that. Yeah. So I like to see 130 give somebody an opportunity. Maybe we get some big names out there. And this next one says, now we don't have any fights this weekend.
Yeah.
Not often we get that. Every now and then you get some shows from us. One of my favorite ones was Something from Nothing.
Yeah.
Got a lot of plays. A lot of people liked it. This is kind of the same scenario. So now for the rest of you guys who are from a similar urban culture as me, my man here, my man Shoota, capital C, you're very familiar with things like Beef, Smack DVD,
Yeah.
some grind time in there, some Dylon, things like that. Stuff for other diehard boxing fans. If you never bumped any of those things, I understand if you want to turn away, but still tell your friends and family about it. But I've seen beef. I've heard beef. I've been involved in some, and as someone who's been a fan of cannabis, my man Slim. And all the little sneak disses out there from other guys, underground beefs.
Yeah.
This is a very public one from one guy that's never known for letting it off on somebody like this, not on the microphone, not on the mic, versus your happy household name that every soccer mom definitely will bump and is always on the retail level for music for sure. You got your man Snake, Drake the Snake or whatever, versus my man Pusha T.
First of
Terrence.
all, man, look, bro. I thought that my man Pusha T deserved a little bit better intro than that, man. First of all, everybody know
he's the president of the fan club.
Look.
Not only a fan, but a client.
VA's finest, man. As you know, I represent Virginia.
Number 2 in VA under Mad Skills.
Yeah, Mad Skills. Mad Skills got a little bit more range.
Flow, skills, everything.
First of all, I love this because if anybody knows me, they know I'm not a fan of Drake. I saw a meme said one time that said, I feel like Drake is an inside joke that everybody's in on except for me. I don't get with the hype. Now, listen, so you know that I'm not a hater. The Duppy freestyle, which was not a freestyle, by the way.
Never is.
Yeah,
freestyle by definition
dope.
Just means
it was nasty.
Nice.
It was nasty. But what Pusha T did to Drake right after that, it was unforgivable. Just like my man Kev on stage state, you have to go and fight that man. You have to go to Virginia and punch Pusha T. And you know what I love about this though? Because everybody knows that I'm from Virginia.
Yeah.
And everybody called and hit me up like, hey, yo, man,
Right
what did
away.
you think? What did you think? And I loved it. It was like, it's
See,
2 up, 2 down.
This was a moment when I felt like it was, I guess, it'd be the exact opposite feeling. It'd be kind of like if you had more of a tragedy go on. I had to wait till everybody else hit you up before I could even talk to you about it because I understand exactly. And for me, this is a blessing. This is a breath of fresh air for just hip-hop in general.
See, I was upset
these are two guys that I would never expected.
No, it's been going on. It's been going on for a while, and it's been underlining. Like when you listen to Pusha T's Exodus, which I bumped for you a while ago.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
the thing about this is, I've always thought that Drake was a fraud, and fraud may be the wrong word, but I just
He's like an LL though, kind of.
No, he's not an LL. He's not an LL because even LL, he'll take a muscle-bound man and throw his face in the sand because he's bad. Like it's not LL. But at the same time, look, the Ghostwriter thing played huge part in this, and at the same time look, bruh, there's some people that you don't bring it with. There's some people that, hey, man, you're smelling your own self and you feel good. You feel good about it. But bruh, there's some people that you can't come at, man.
I'm not defending Drake by any means, but. If you'd told me 10 years ago that I would have spent 2018 watching the Stanley Cup instead of the NBA Finals, I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Right now, be quiet. You give me that back. You can't smoke no more. That's exactly what I would say. And then if you'd have said Pusha T and Drake, I'm like, grinding? Dude from, grinding was the dopest beat ever that everybody spit over, but the dude from Degrassi, really? Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have known, but still.
Then for them to spit dope ass flows like they.
No, you know what's beautiful about this, which you didn't honestly even get to take what a lot of people that I know have, but you didn't in particular. I have never seen the internet take hold and drag Drake through the mud like they did with this.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
Push did his damn thing.
This is the internet's poster boy.
And I've never seen it. Like Meek Mill.
The biggest heat he's ever took before was
he had Meek Mill's head on a spit.
Yeah.
Push, that's a dead body. I have
back
never
to back freestyle.
I have back to back was trash. Back to back was trash.
4 lines in it. That's it.
9.5 times out of 10, whatever Drake does is trash to me. Honestly, I don't like.
There's times when Meek Mill stayed in the house properly.
As a feature artist, Drake is top 10 all time.
No.
Like when he's featured, it's great and it's phenomenal what he does.
He's under Pusha T, Method, and my man Q-Tip when it comes to just the mic voice. He's got it, that natural mic voice that has all the different levels.
Not to me. I can't do the nasally whining
That's
singing
hater,
thing, man.
though.
No, it's not a hater, man. He's
By the numbers, you're wrong.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nicki Minaj has numbers. Hey, Taylor Swift has numbers. Don't give me numbers. Don't give me numbers.
Me and you
man.
would sleep with both those girls, though.
I wouldn't sleep with Taylor Swift.
I would, for sure. I like white girls. That's me. Nicki Minaj, yeah. What do you think about her and Eminem? Would you get Eminem a hood pass if you really hit it?
No.
Really? Nicki Minaj? Really? No?
No.
Slim Shady?
No.
No?
Eminem had a hood pass a long time ago. Now it's just like he may have a permit. He has to go there with
maybe like a long-term residency that he doesn't have to use.
No, he can make
like a Canadian athlete living in America.
No, he has to be it's like visitation where he has to be accompanied by an adult,
or
by a black guy.
Okay,
yeah.
Specific. Okay,
So,
gotcha. No Juans, no Jose's. Pusha T. Mad respect, mad love. This is outside the Squared Circle 101, and we are available every single Thursday. We tried doing it live, but we're still live and direct at Hub City at I Am Heyday Studios. We're gonna go ahead and end it here. We started off a little rough. My mouth was a little dry, but I'm back, baby. I'm bringing that fire. Who's the illest rapper alive? Sonny Ill, Sonny Ill, Sonny Ill, Sonny Ill. Don't forget to download that Squared Circle app. It's available on Google Play and
Shoota,
iOS.
because that was only for Sonny Ills. You're not
Sonny
top 5.
Ill.
Yeah.
Iliano, baby. And, man, Push T murdered it. I'm glad to see hip hop get a little hysterical. We get a little moment to forget about some of the trash out there, but we got about a week to marinate. And I will see you guys next Thursday live at Hub City. That's how we do it.
So, as you forget about me once again.
Oh, no, you're right here.
An error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. Make sure you take that home.
Wow, hey, did that not go perfect after that right there? So next week, as long as if I don't do it again, I corrected it?
No, because you've done it before, so you never really corrected it in the first place. But it wasn't before this quote, though.
It's kind of like a habit, like drinking beer and alcohol, baby. You know where to find us every single Thursday, Squared Circle 101. And the app is back up and running in Google Play and iOS. It was looking really good, man. The scroll was going nice. It caught me off guard. I set it down, wasn't used to it running good. Thought it was an ant on my phone. Almost smacked the screen. Nice, that's how we do it. Don't forget to pardon the left and go for your Golden Knights. Capital C over here. Your man, Sonny L, and I'm out. See ya.